what is up? It's Blum. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are ya? Now, first things first, you guys, please let me know. I have invested in a little ring light for my desk here, so please let me know if this video looks any better to you. I've got it on like a cool setting right now, so let me know if this is better than how I had it before, because I was just using a busted old lamp before, but now I've got this ring light that I wanted to try out. So it is only like a basic one, but it'll do the job for me, for my little channel. So let's get into some drama. There's quite a lot that I want to talk about involving Drag Race. First of all, Drag Race. Now, Drag Race UK versus the world specifically. Okay, so I really wasn't getting into this series, you know, but I watched it the other day because people started talking about it on Twitter. People were all going off because Blue Hydrangea eliminated Pangina Heels. People are kicking off on Twitter. They're legit like, oh my god, does Blue know what she's done? Blue's going to come out and get cancelled after this. And, you know, there was a lot of uproar about that. And I was like, why all the uproar? So I sat down and I watched episode 4 of UK versus the world yesterday, and I get it. I do get it. I do get the uproar. You know, Pangina was big competition and Blue voted her off. Like, bye sis, you're gone. You're gone, you're out of the competition. And even Rue and Michelle, they were all gagged. They were all like, shocked, stunned. You know, and I haven't really been watching Drag Race, the franchise, that much lately, but I've been getting back into it over the last few days. I'm loving it. Yesterday on the episode, they were having a chat in the workroom. The queens were all having a chat about, oh, you know, cancel culture, because Pangina was talking about back in Thailand, because she's an insult comic with her drag, then she gets cancelled because of things that she says. Then Monique Hart chimed in at the end of the conversation saying that, you know, she thought sometimes cancelling people was necessary, you know, when people do things that are racist, or when people take digs at the trans community particularly. You know, I kind of would agree with Monique on that. You know, I do think that, yes, okay, comedians tell jokes, of course, drag queens tell jokes, but if every time you tell a joke the butt is, you know, a trans person, or it's a racist joke every single time, then yeah, maybe you need to like add some more stuff to your material. You know what I mean? I'm all for, you know, not censoring drag queens. You know, I've been to see Bianca Del Rio many times, and Bianca is notorious for saying like racist jokes. She gets on stage, she says her jokes, the audience laughs, you know, nobody's, ooh, I'm offended. I mean, there is one video clip on YouTube with Bianca where she said something about the Latin community, and some guy in the audience stood up to her and said, oh, you should think about, you know, what you say, because the Latino community pays your bills. And this guy got all like uppity with Bianca Del Rio. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this video or not. But then Bianca turned around and went, well, you know what? I wish the Latino community would pay their own fucking bills. And I was like, wow, what a comeback, you know. But that is what Bianca does. She's an insult comic. So I feel like it's kind of difficult to know where to draw the line with drag, because if you're an insult comic, that's your gig. That's what you do. You know, it's hard to be like, oh, I'm going to be offended about what an insult comic says. You know what I mean? And of course, it was the Snatch Game episode. Now, I don't typically love the Snatch Game episodes because I find like a lot of the acts do really poorly when they try and do like a celebrity impersonation. I don't normally love it. But this one was quite funny because they had like Katie Price on there, and then they had Michelle Visage team on there. So it was quite funny. Some of it was really good. I really thought Blue Hydrangea was incredible in the Snatch Game. I thought she did amazing as Austin Powers and Dr. Evil, you know. I thought that was great. I loved that. Loved it. But then, of course, you had Janie, who was James Charles. Oh. Now, I feel like this is kind of my thing, because this is where drag meets beauty gurus. And that's very me. That's very appropriate for my channel, you know, being that I dress up like this a lot of the time. And, you know, I talk about beauty gurus. So this is really something for me. And I was like, okay, she's going to do James Charles. I was like, not sure how that's going to pan out for her, because James Charles, yeah, he does have a personality, but James Charles has recently been cancelled for being a P word, sexting minors. So I was like, wow, that's an interesting choice to choose somebody who's known as a P word, you know, sexting minors, all of that. I was like, that's controversial, which for a drag queen, okay, you kind of expect them to make a controversial decision. But I was like, I'm not sure that's really smart given James' reputation right now. I was like, I cringed a little bit. I did cringe a little bit at that one. I was like, this could go horribly wrong. And to be honest, it did. And what I really liked in the episode was Michelle Visage, when it came to judging the Snatch game. Michelle Visage told Janie, well, James Charles isn't really funny. I am here for it. I am here for Michelle Visage saying that James Charles isn't really funny. I mean, I think James Charles can have his moments where he's a little bit, you know, sort of stupid, but I wouldn't exactly say that he's witty. I wouldn't say that he's a comedian, you know. He's somebody who puts on makeup on YouTube and makes up stupid little challenges for him and his friends. You know what I mean? He's not really like a big personality. You know, when you think of who you could have done, it's like, girl, you really fucked up. Choosing James Charles, you really fucked up on that one. You fucked up. And now that brings it back to like the whole cancel culture conversation. Talking about James Charles being cancelled for all of his behaviour, misbehaviour, you know, everything that he did, which is terrible because what James Charles actually did, sexting minors, of course, is actually illegal in California where James is. It's illegal. Yet he was never punished for it. So if we're going to talk about we want to keep cancel culture, you know, we want people to be held accountable for what they do. But then in instances like this, people like James Charles aren't held accountable. What good is it for the internet to try and cancel somebody when they don't actually get any punishment or any kind of repercussion for their actions? You know what I mean? That's the thing that I always think is a little bit weird because, you know, as drama channels, we can sit on here, we can talk about the behaviour of influencers. People can be like, oh yeah, that influencer's really wrong and all of this, but nothing ever actually happens to the influencer if they've done something criminal. And it's like, what does it take? You know, are they buying their way out of these scandals? Are they paying people off? I don't know. You know, I really don't. But in the case of James Charles and these minors that he was being inappropriate with, I do think that's what happened. I have a little suspicion that he probably paid the kids and their families off because he's very well off. You know, he's a young influencer with money and power, and I think he's used that to his advantage in his career, and I think he's paid people off in those situations, which shouldn't happen. It sucks, but he's getting away with it every single time. But talking about the cancel culture conversation, Pangina saying that she got death threats in Thailand because of her comedy, I was like, that's a little bit too far, you know. For me, honestly, if you're going to send someone death threats over jokes, then I think you need to take a look at yourself if you're going to do that. And something I saw on Twitter was also Trixie Mattel saying maybe drag queens should start sending fans death threats, and I laughed my ass off. I was like, yep, yeah, please, I think it needs to happen because, you know, when it comes to Drag Race, everybody's got an opinion. You know, yeah, I'm sitting here talking about it as well. Everybody's got an opinion, but most of the people with opinions aren't people who are getting in drag, getting up doing drag, you know, performing. So it is kind of laughable, really, that the fans of the show feel so entitled and so outraged, and they want to cancel this queen and that queen. You know, it's a little bit much. Speaking of people being cancelled and Drag Race and all of that, somebody who is connected to this is Todrick Hall. Now, of course, I've not really been able to watch Big Brother USA, the live feed, but I've seen clips on the internet. And shit, Todrick is getting himself in hot water. Todrick is going to be very unpopular when he comes out of that house. He's going to get thrown this way, that way, every way. People are really pissed with Todrick. First of all, on the live feed, Todrick revealed that he reels off like a basic script for his cameos, doesn't even change it. So every cameo that he is booked to do, it is the same script every single time. He just literally changes the name. And of course, if you pay to get a cameo from a celebrity or a drag queen or whatever, you know, you think you're getting a personalised message. So Todrick is literally not even doing that. He's not even personalising the message. He is literally just repeating the same script over and over again, and he admitted it on the live feed in the Big Brother house. People went crazy because it's a service that they're paying for.
I charge different rates, like throughout, like sometimes it's $150 and sometimes it's $25. Just depends on how I feel that day, how much energy I have.
Oh, wow.
But I promote it a lot, and I like have it down to a science. I hope people aren't seeing this, but I don't make it too personalized because I do so many of them, so many thousands of them. So I'll be like, "Hi, Cynthia, it's Todrick Hall, and your good friend Carson told me it's your birthday, and so I wanted to wish you a very happy, very special 55th birthday. Thank you so much for watching my videos and listening to my music. It means the world to me. So Cynthia, hope you got your nails, hair, hips, and heels on, honey, because today is all about you. Happy birthday, my love, and I hope to see you soon." And I literally say that exact same thing.
Oh, okay.
Every time.
Yeah.
There's a birthday.
And aside from that, there was even more controversy with Todrick. It's really not a good time for Todrick at the moment, because Todrick a few years ago was in a scandal where he didn't pay some dancers for a video that he was shooting, a music video. He didn't pay some dancers, and at the time some of the dancers spoke out about that. There was a whole scandal. Well, even Manila Luzon spoke out about this, saying that she wasn't paid to host a party for Todrick. It was messy. So Todrick was being accused of not paying people. He was being accused of not wanting black dancers to stand next to him in the videos. So many things. And this is all being talked about on the live feed in the Big Brother house. Todrick seems to think that the footage is edited. He seems to have forgotten that he's on camera 24/7, that everything he says is in front of cameras and people at home can see it. People are literally screen recording clips of Todrick fucking up and uploading it to the internet. You know, that's how I've been able to see it. People are uploading these clips, putting them out on Twitter, Facebook, wherever. So that's how I've been able to see them and grab them. And I'm like, Todrick, man, you really don't know that you're being filmed 24/7. He's going to have a lot of explaining to do when he comes out of this house. A lot of explaining.
I told him I was going to pay them for it, and she was like, "Well, you still haven't paid me from this Halloween party that I hosted last year." And I was like infuriated because I don't throw parties. It's not something that I've ever done. That's not a part of my like brand. Like, I'm not a party or whatever. This was the shadiest thing anyone's ever done to me. Like, we're both minorities. I was like, why would you like try to kick me when I'm down? People in this world, they could be like, Todrick owes me money, and it took him 6 months to pay me. And I'd be like, that's fair, because that did happen. Yeah. But that didn't happen to this bitch. Like, I never owed her money. I would never need her to help me sell tickets to anything ever in my fucking life. This drag queen for some fucking Halloween show, like, I would ever need her to sell tickets for me. And because I don't go on tour with other people. Like, I sell out shows like on my own, by myself, as a solo artist.
Because some people felt like you were the one to be responsible for the payments.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is, like, none of my fans would ever believe that this was real, like, lie. And so then I just blocked her, and I was like, I'll never fuck with her again. Maybe she felt like, I'm gonna stand up for somebody that I know that he did it to. But I'm like, point is, I didn't do it to you. And it's not my responsibility to pay for that. I'm owed $3,000 from this guy, too. Like, I'm not gonna pay you. It was $800 or $600 she was owed. It wasn't some, like, crazy amount of money. And if I owed her the money, it wouldn't, to me, wouldn't be worth it, like, because of, like, our relationship with her ex, who, by the way, like, passed away. It was something that was, like, way beyond that for me. I think she was being messy and just thought it'd be funny to be catty and get involved in something, and it wasn't her situation, and it wasn't, like, gonna affect her in a negative way, so she just did it and thought it would be fun to, like, kick me while I was down, basically.
That's what I mean. It's just being shitty. Just a really shitty way to be.
Like, she's a successful performer. She doesn't need to do that. Like this kid who did whatever, I was like, okay, maybe he was in a place of desperation and needed some attention. But she, like, the fact that she did that just made me really honestly feel like she was a horrible person.
People are going to be pissed at him for the cameo thing. People are going to be pissed at him for not paying dancers. One of his dancers just the other day came forward on Twitter talking about the whole music video situation and how he wasn't paid. And here's the receipt. Tommy Italiano on Twitter said, Todrick disparagingly talking about me on Celebrity Big Brother in defence of not paying his dancers for his most profitable YouTube video. Calls me insane and justifies his actions. He is a vile predator. You can also find a lot of articles online talking about Todrick's many controversies, talking about the accusations of non-payment that came out against him, where more former employees came forward saying that they also hadn't been paid. The dancer who I just mentioned saying that Todrick hadn't paid him. DJs and 2 drag queens, one of which who we know is Manila Luzon. Todrick has really cancelled himself. He's really fucked himself. A lot of people online are saying, oh my god, Todrick's not going to have a career when he comes out. He's really done a good job at ruining his career in there. All of this, you know, everybody is talking very negatively about Todrick Hall right now. You know, it's a shame because, like, I really did like Todrick's music, but seeing all of this stuff about him, I'm like, girl, I'm like, this is bad. You know, this is bad. Ripping off fans, not paying employees. I'm like, no, come on, you know. And then using the excuse with Manila Luzon, like, oh, we're both minorities, when Todrick has allegedly said that he didn't want other black people next to him in his music videos. I'm like, I mean, I don't know if that's true, of course, but that's what I've read, that's what I've seen online, and I'm like, it's really not looking good for Todrick at the moment. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. Let me know your thoughts, comments and opinions on all the drama in this one, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, supporting my channel. I love you guys. Bye.